We're back with another night camera comparison special. With the long winter nights here in Berlin, it's the perfect time to put these cameras to the test. This time we're putting the iPhone 16 Pro Max, Google Pixels 9 Pro XL, and Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra head to head once again. But here's the twist. We just got our hands on the brand new Vivo X200 Pro, and we thought you'd be really interested to see how this hyped up phone stacks up against these established giants. Hey, I'm Olive, your host here at Versus.com, coming at you from our brand new studio. What do you think? How do you guys like it? And oh boy, you're gonna want to take a seat for this one. First, let's quickly go over these phones' main camera specs. The iPhone has a 48 megapixel lens, the Pixel packs a 50 megapixel sensor, the Galaxy boasts a massive 200 megapixel camera, and the Vivo comes in with a 50 megapixel module. But before we dive in, here's a very quick blind test for you. Can you guess which phone took each of these photos? Drop your guesses in the comments now before we reveal the results in just a second. Alright, time is up. If you chose photo A, that was taken with the X200 Pro, photo B was taken with the Pixel, photo C with the iPhone, and photo D with the Galaxy. Did you guess right? I know it was a very tough one. Just a heads up, the maximum score awarded depends on the number of devices in the comparison. Therefore, for this one, the maximum score is 4. Choosing the best photos and videos was really tough since all these phones perform so well. Your personal preference will definitely play a big role in deciding which sample stands out as best for you.
As always, we're going to start off with standard wide photos as we feel that's the mode people use most frequently.
At first glance, all the photos look pretty similar, but when you take a closer look, the differences become clear. The Samsung's photo has noticeable over-sharpening and leans too heavily into green tones. The Pixel's photo is decent, but makes me appear slightly dark with a subtle magenta tint. Vivo gives a very social media-ready shot, but the overly bright highlights don't quite capture the scene accurately. That leaves the iPhone taking the lead, delivering mostly true-to-life colors and lighting. Here, the Galaxy completely removes contrast, leaving us with a very flat photo. The Pixel over-brightens the scene and ends up looking blurry. Vivo does a solid job capturing plenty of detail in the background, but it crushes the dark areas of the carousel. Once again, the iPhone takes the lead with excellent handling of highlights while preserving the night ambience. Next up, both Vivo and the Galaxy oversaturate the shot and choose an unrealistic magenta tone with noticeable heavy banding in the sky. The iPhone's highlights are over-boosted and slightly desaturated, but the photo still looks decent overall. The Pixel, however, performs the best in this scenario, delivering very natural skin tones. Once night mode is turned on, something really strange happens. The Pixel oddly shifts to a slight magenta tone. The iPhone, while lacking contrast in this shot, keeps a correct white balance. Second place goes to the Galaxy, which does a good job capturing nice night ambience, but overdoes the blue hues, and there's still noticeable banding in the sky. Taking first place is the Vivo with excellent highlight and shadow handling. However, as with its previous shots, the contrast is a bit too high. With night mode still on, the Pixel struggles with focusing, making it the weakest in this set. The Galaxy gives us a slightly purple sky, while Vivo once again overdoes the contrast. The iPhone clearly takes the lead here, doing the best job of preserving the night ambience. In this final white set, the Galaxy completely overexposes the scene. Both the Pixel and the iPhone deliver fairly similar photos, keeping the night mood better, but it is the Vivo that truly stands out. It does the best job of preserving the night vibe while capturing plenty of detail in both the highlights and the shadows.
Now let's move on to some ultra-wide examples. Ultra-wide's great for capturing more of the scenery in your photos.
For the ultra-wide camera specs, both the iPhone and the Pixel are equipped with 48 megapixel lenses, the Galaxy features a 12 megapixel module, and the Vivo takes it up a notch with a 50 megapixel ultra-wide camera. In this first set, the iPhone comes in last with a very dark photo that loses a lot of detail. Samsung delivers a decent photo, but the shadows in the building are overly lifted, making it look unnatural. The Pixel takes a close second, but the noise level is quite high. That leaves Vivo in first place, delivering the most true-to-life photo with great contrast and accurate colors. Next up, the iPhone once again delivers a very dark image, losing a lot of detail. Surprisingly, Samsung also produces a dark shot but manages to maintain far better sharpness. Second place goes to Vivo, which gives us a good photo, but it's overly warm and has too much contrast. This time, the Pixel takes the win with solid control over the highlights and excellent color balance. However, it oddly blows out all the detail in the star, even though the rest of the scene is handled impressively well. In this third set, taken in the courtyard of the Humboldt Forum, the iPhone comes in last with its typical greenish tint and a noticeable lack of sharpness around the edges. The Pixel does better in terms of sharpness, but leans heavily into a magenta tone. Samsung delivers a sharp and pleasing photo, but it introduces a lot of noise in the darker areas. And Vivo takes the lead once again, accurately capturing the night ambience while keeping the photo sharp and maintaining natural balanced colors.
Moving on to some portraits, which is actually my favorite mode. Let's see which one of these gives us the best edge detection and the most detail.
In this portrait set, both Vivo and the iPhone tie for last place. The Vivo smoothens my skin so much that I look like a wax figure, and the iPhone's photo is way too dark, with the bokeh on the tree looking completely artificial. The Pixel exposes me a bit better, but it completely misses the edge detection around my hair, and what is up with the bokeh on that branch over my head? While the Galaxy's photo lacks contrast, we think it looks the best here. It does a good job adding bokeh to the tree without making it look overly fake. In this second shot, both the Pixel and the Galaxy do an okay job, but their edge detection could use some improvement. The iPhone handles edge detection better, but the photo lacks contrast. Vivo absolutely nails the edge detection. In this last portrait set, none of the phones completely convince us. All four photos have flaws. The Galaxy does okay, but the edge detection could definitely be sharper. The iPhone performs well, but surprisingly misses the empty space next to my arm, and Vivo nails the edge detection, but as usual, oversaturates the colors and smooths out my face way too much. The Pixel, on the other hand, continues to struggle with very artificial looking bokeh and weak edge detection. Oh, and cheers.
Obviously, videos are super important when it comes to your smartphone. So let's take some videos and see which one of these gives us the best results.
As for video recording specs, the iPhone can shoot up to 4K at 120 FPS, while the Pixel supports 4K at 60 FPS natively or 8K at 30 FPS with video boost enabled. Both the Galaxy and Vivo natively support 8K recording at 30 FPS. For the front-facing cameras, all four phones are capable of filming in 4K at 30 FPS. We filmed all of our videos in 4K 30 FPS, as in our experience, this setting delivers the best overall results. In this first set, the Galaxy unfortunately produces a very dark video with heavy artificial sharpening. The Pixel does well with skin tones, but as usual introduces a significant amount of noise in the sky. The iPhone, while not perfect, delivers decent results, though it brightens the dark areas a bit too much. Vivo strikes the best balance here, offering accurate white balance and solid handling of artificial light, while still managing to capture some detail in the sky. In this next set, the Galaxy's footage is stable, but it overdoes the contrast, saturation, and sharpness, making the footage look overly processed. The Pixel delivers good colors, but it has a hard time handling movement, resulting in a blurry video with every step. Vivo does an excellent job, but struggles slightly with focusing. The iPhone takes the lead here with a very stable video, though it noticeably reduces contrast when approaching artificially lit areas. In this very dark ultra-wide video, the Galaxy really struggles producing a blurry video with a strange white balance that turns the sky purple. Surprisingly, Vivo also disappoints with oversaturated colors and significant noise. The iPhone does slightly better, but its footage looks overly smoothened. That leaves the Pixel as the best performer here. While not perfect though, it retains a good amount of detail and delivers realistic colors. In this one, the Galaxy, as with previous samples, insists on overly saturating the colors, which makes the footage look unnatural. Vivo's video has more accurate colors, but it struggles noticeably with stabilization. As for the better video, we're calling it a tie between the Pixel and the iPhone. The Pixel delivers very sharp footage, average, but struggles significantly with handling highlights, while the iPhone does a great job with the highlights, but falls short on sharpness. Next, we shot some portrait videos. In last place, to no one's surprise, is the Pixel, which keeps the box behind me in focus throughout the entire video. The Galaxy ranks slightly higher, but also randomly misses the same box. While the contrast is extremely low, both Vivo and iPhone excel with edge detection and subject tracking, so we're calling this one a tie between the two. In this second portrait video, both the Pixel and the Galaxy still struggle with the same issue. They tend to sharpen people or objects in the background that should remain blurred. That said, the Pixel does slightly better in terms of color accuracy. Once again, both Vivo and the iPhone do a far better job, and this time the contrast looks spot on.
Time to test out the front cameras by taking some selfies. Let's see which one of these makes me look the best, and while I'm at it, I'm also gonna test out front camera video.
As for the front camera specs, the iPhone has a 12 megapixel lens, the Pixel boasts a 42 megapixel sensor, the Galaxy sticks with 12 megapixels, and Vivo adds a 32 megapixel front camera. Here, Vivo's shot is surprisingly flat and overly warm, while the Galaxy's photo is slightly better but makes my skin look overly pale. The iPhone does a decent job with illumination, but leans heavily into magenta undertones. The best photo comes from the Pixel, delivering perfect white balance and natural skin tones. This one's another tricky set, with no photos standing out as especially great. Both the Pixel and the iPhone lean too heavily into a warm white balance. Vivo gets closer to real-life colors, but its artificial sharpening is overdone. My face looks sharp, but the rest of the image lacks detail. While it might be a bit controversial, we think the best photo comes from the Galaxy. It portrays the most true-to-life colors and doesn't rely on heavy post-processing. When it comes to video, all four phones deliver underwhelming results. The white balance is off in all the videos, and they're all riddled with noise, with the Vivo and the Galaxy performing especially poorly. If anything, the Pixel and the iPhone retain just a bit more sharpness. Alright, let's wrap things up and check out who the winners are. Our scoring system is based on the importance of each category, so we give slightly higher percentages to the more popular categories like wide lens photos and videos, and assign a bit lower weight to less popular categories like ultra-wide and the front camera. For example, in photos taken with the main camera, Vivo scored 19 points, and since wide lens photos are weighted at 30%, that means Vivo earned 5.7 overall points for that category. We do this for all the categories to get a balanced score across all the phones. So the numbers are in, and the results per category are: for photos with the main camera, the iPhone just barely took the lead. In ultra-wide shots, Vivo scored the most points. When it came to portraits, it was a close race, but the Galaxy came out on top. For video, the iPhone still outperformed the rest, and for front camera shots, the Pixel excelled. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time to reveal the winners and losers of this exciting competition. Unfortunately, this phone just couldn't keep up, scoring the lowest points in most categories. In fourth place, we have the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Next up, this phone performed better, winning one category and placing second in another. In third place, we have the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL. And now, the overall winner is, drumroll please, Vivo X200 Pro. It dominated one category but secured second place in 3 others, making it the most consistent performer. But wait, before you get all worked up about the winners, hear me out. These cameras are some of the best in the world, so honestly, all 4 phones are still incredible performers. They just shine in different areas, and what matters most to you should guide your decision. And before you go, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up and hit subscribe, as we're always testing new devices to help you make the best choice. Links to all of the devices mentioned in this video can be found in the description below. We'll see you in our next video, and until then, take care.